Hello YouTube, this is Spencer, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create virtual machines in Windows 8.1. Now in Windows 7 you used to have to install Windows Virtual PC, but that's been replaced with Hyper-V in Windows 8. The good thing about Hyper-V is that you can install 32-bit or 64-bit operating systems, whereas in Windows Virtual PC you only can install 32-bit only. It offers much better performance. It lets you run multiple virtual machines at the same time. But with Hyper-V, you have to have a 64-bit PC that is running a 64-bit version of Windows 8 Pro or Enterprise. And you must have at least 4 gigs of RAM on your system. Now with Hyper-V, I'm going to show you how to enable it in Windows 8.1. What you want to do is come down to the Start button, right click, go up to Program and Features. Now when you're in Program and Features, I want you to click on Turn Windows Features On or Off. And you scroll down. I've already have it enabled, but you just put the checkbox on Hyper-V, hit OK, and then you have to restart your system. Okay, once your system comes back up, what you want to do is go to Control Panel, find Administrative Tools, click on it, and then scroll down to Hyper-V Manager. Just double click it, and you're just going to bring this box up. Okay, the first thing you want to do is right click on your computer's name, create new, click virtual machine. It'll give you a new virtual machine wizard. There's 2 different ways you can set up the virtual machine. You can either just click finish and it would configure it with the default values, or you can just go through each step and click next and set it with custom configuration. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the custom configuration. I'm gonna go ahead and name my virtual machine. I'm going to go ahead and name it Haiku VM. I'm going to be installing Haiku on my virtual machine. Alright, once you have the name, go ahead and hit next. Okay, and go ahead and hit next on generation 1. And I'm going to go ahead and give it, let's say, 2,000 megabytes. Go ahead and hit next. Configure networking. We'll configure that after we finish this. Okay. Now we're going to go down to the virtual hard drive, and we're going to leave it at the default value of 127. Hit next. Okay. Installation options. I've already downloaded the iOS of Haiku, so I'm just going to use an image file. I'm going to browse to it. Okay, then I'm going to hit finish. It's creating the disk, and then I have my virtual machine. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set up the network. So I'm going to come over here and hit Virtual Switch Manager, and I'm going to choose external, because with internal it does not allow you to provide a physical network connection. So I'm going to go ahead and use external, and I'm going to hit create virtual switch, and then I'm just going to name it, I'm just going to give it the name of virtual switch Haiku, just so I know which one it is. Okay, external network, got my controller, and then I'm going to hit apply. And then it's going to, and then you hit yes, and then your computer might lose a little connection to the internet, but it'll come right back. Okay, that's set up. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now I'm going to take my virtual machine. You can either right click it and hit connect, or you can come over here on the right hand side and hit connect. uh, or start. I'm gonna go ahead and hit start first, then I'm gonna hit connect, and now I'm gonna go through the installation process of Haiku. Go ahead and hit run or run installer. Continue. With Haiku, it's going to tell me that I have no partitions, and you have to set up with a BE file system. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. I'm going to go set up partitions at the bottom. And I got my raw right here, the 127 that I set up. I'm going to come up top. There should be two. One is partition, format, and then I'm going to use BE file system. And this is on the virtual drive. It's going to ask you if you want to format a raw disk. I'm going to hit continue. Enable query support. I'm going to initialize. I'm just going to leave it at the recommended block size. Initialize it. And I'm going to go ahead and write changes. Now the partition has been created, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out. And to exit out in Haiku, it's the little square box on the left hand side of the tab up top. Okay, now I'm going to go second box on 2. I'm going to go ahead and pick my drive. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit begin. I'm going to go ahead and let it install. Okay, we finished installing, and you want to go ahead and restart. Hit the restart button. Let me take a second to restart. Alright, now it's coming online. Okay, now it's up and running. And it's going to update a couple files and everything. I haven't messed with it a whole lot. I have to spend a little bit of time with it. But I want to say thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just feel free to ask.